YouTube, Facebook, and Tumblr fans. Welcome back to another classic review, and the game of choice tonight is going to be Kirby's Adventure for the Nintendo Entertainment System. So, let me get started by saying if there is one word that describes this game, variety. It's going to have to be variety because there is just so much to do, so much to see, so much to just take in and say, how are they doing this on a Nintendo Entertainment System? It's atmospheric, and it's mind-blowing, to be honest. Not just the graphics, not just in terms of graphical capabilities, but also in terms of what you're able to do. So, to begin, this game actually introduces Kirby's famous copy ability, which allows you to suck up an enemy, literally breathe in air and suck up the enemy and swallow the enemy by pressing down and gaining their natural abilities. So you can breathe fire, you can swing swords, you can have electricity, you can even be a UFO with 3 different attacks. That's right, you heard me right, 3 different attacks. So there's lots of different stage varieties and elements that can be taken into effect here. And to be honest, I mean, I'm surprised that they were able to put so much into this little cartridge. Well, big cartridge, but, you know, the littler one is Nightmare in Dreamland, which is a little bit more feasible. So, in comparison with Nightmare in Dreamland and Kirby's Adventure, I would say that the mini-games are definitely better on Nightmare in Dreamland, and I love that they put in King Dedede's theme for the final boss. In the original Kirby's Adventure here, King Dedede only had the standard boss music before getting into the real final boss, but hey, no spoilers here. So, basically, you're Kirby, you're a little pink thing on the cover here. I've been playing this pretty much all day since I've gotten it. I actually got it a few days ago, but I wanted to actually play it a little bit to make sure that it was the same on the cartridge as it is on the emulator that I was using prior to getting the cartridge. So, basically, yup, it is. Runs a little smoother when you're actually playing it on the screen, but hey, whatever. My only gripe, one of my few gripes, is it doesn't work with the Nintendo Advantage, the NES Advantage. This right here. I always love playing my NES games with this right here. This, let's showcase it right here. It is a arcade-style controller called the NES Advantage right here, if you can see that. Okay, and you got your joystick here, you got your 2 buttons here, but you also have these little slow buttons and turbo. You can press slow for slow motion, except for all it really does is pause it, unpause it, pause it, unpause it. Right about now, the only game that I've found out that it works for is the shitty-ass Back to the Future game that AVGN reviewed a long time ago. So, yes, I have that game. I'm going to put this back now. Okay. Yes, I have Back to the Future. Unfortunately, I got gypped into buying it when I was 12, but now we're off topic. See what you did there? No, just kidding. Here we go. Kirby's Adventure. Again, awesome game. And level design is practically flawless. There's so much variety. There's just tons of stuff. There's snow levels. There's grass levels. Hell, there's even a level where you're in space. And there's even a black and white level towards the end. I believe it's the second last level before the boss fight. And all you're doing is going in a black and white version of all the levels you've traversed through prior to this. So it's really, really engaging, and there's so much to do. The boss fights are really interesting too. One thing that really, you know, has me griping a little bit that I originally did not know until I did not know of until now was the sprites are a lot larger and more proportional in Nightmare in Dreamland, effectively making the game easier. And, you know, while playing that, I definitely see it. I mean, if you've seen my Nightmare in Dreamland gameplay video, I just literally duck down behind the, you know, the little Santa guy throwing bombs, and he was just jumping over me. I just ducked down, and that was it. I tried doing that in the NES version, I fucking died. So, you know, that being said, there's a lot of differences between that and Kirby's Adventure. Another one is they actually took out some enemies, replaced them with new ones to make it a little bit easier, less aggressive enemies. One thing, actually, that they did that really, I don't know why they did it, but they made two different sprite character models for the sword enemy that gives you a sword. They made a black one and then the traditional, you know, green knight that's found in Kirby's Adventure, the case here, this one. So they put in a little bit more effort with that and the character models. So Don't know why they did it. It seemed kind of pointless, but at the same time, it was really cool to see that they had that variety again. So, a couple levels I want to point out is there is one where you're traveling on this circular platform that goes around in circles, you know, and it actually gives off the illusion in the background that you're moving, that you're actually going around in circles and spinning. And you know, I've never seen that on a Nintendo Entertainment System before. I've seen moving grass in Super Mario All-Stars, obviously, on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, or just Super Nintendo, but I've never seen it on Kirby's Adventure. I've never seen it on the Nintendo Entertainment System, excuse me. Never seen it on the NES. And there's another one where you're in a level with just like 10 or 15 blimps or something like that looking for a door, and it actually gives off the illusion that there's wind flying, and you're actually, you know, trying to find this door, and all these blimps are just flying, and it's giving you this illusion that you're moving because there's these propellers actually going into the background and actually spinning, and it's awe-inspiring. It makes you think you're playing on a Super Nintendo. It's just that good. So, you know, graphics aside, that actually improves and enhances the gameplay a lot, tenfold practically. So, it's more unbelievable when you're playing it on a Nintendo than when you're playing it on a Game Boy, because you can easily see stuff like that on the Game Boy. It's been done before. So, you know, you're just like, oh, well, this is cool, I guess. And, you know, it's still fun, but at the same time, when you're playing it on a Nintendo, you're just amazed that they're able to pull it off like that. You know, unfortunately, one gripe I have with this game is its inconsistent frame rate. When there's a lot of on-screen action, much like the original Zelda, the game will slow down. And sometimes it slows down immensely. You know, and that's something that you hear about on like PS2 and even PS3 games, you know, the frame rate or the lag online, you know, stuff like that. But it actually kind of seems like that a little bit. It actually slows down, and then, you know, your character slows down, you're not able to dodge attacks, and pretty soon you're dead. So they fixed that with the Nightmare in Dreamland remake, fortunately. So, you know, not that big of an issue. Not even that big of an issue in this game, but it is there, so I do have to point it out and critique it. Also, another thing, Zelda 1, Legend of Zelda, Gold Cart. I have to show this off. So, right here, got it via eBay, but it was the first game to have a save feature. When you died, you held down reset, you saved it, and you held down reset, shut off the power. That's what you had to do. I'm not sure. I always hold down reset when I save this, but this is actually the first game that I know of to actually sport an autosave feature, something that's used in games today even more frequently. Every time you complete a level, it automatically saves the game for you once you put down your initial save slot. So it's really interesting that they were able to cram that much stuff onto an NES cartridge. This game never ceases to amaze me with its capabilities. So, you know, while it's not a perfect game, well, you know, it's definitely no slouch. So, like I said, minigames are a little bit better in the remake, but then again, you know, I love them both, to be honest. So, you know, great game. If you have a Nintendo Entertainment System, there's no excuse for not having this in your collection. I just got it, but, you know, I've been looking for it all over, practically. So, I just got this game, like, what, 3 days ago in the mail from eBay. So, yeah, it's a great game. I've been playing it for years, practically. Really good game, good graphics, good gameplay, good old Kirby. So, with that, I am going to rate this game probably, you know, 9.8 out of 10. If it wasn't for the inconsistent frame rate, it would be a 10, because it's really good. And Nightmare in Dreamland, probably, you know, yeah, the same. Because, well, they do make it a little bit easier, and I'm not one for, you know, decreasing the difficulty in a game. So, with that, they're not perfect, but they are very good games. And especially Kirby's Adventure, this one pushes the limits to what the Nintendo Entertainment System can do, and I'm amazed that it could even pull this off. So, kudos to the developers of Kirby's Adventure. Love this game. 9.8 out of 10 for both Kirby's Adventure and Nightmare in Dreamland, its enhanced remake. This is Midnight Strike 3625. Thank you very much for watching. Keep calm and rock on.